make it little more, at a very high level, so that you will get a feel of the entire application, and also not to feel as you are just beginning or not aware of something. So in any application, as we know, its first thing is to get the access. Once you log into the system, then you would also know what type of permissions you have. And once you have the permissions, then you do the job, and accordingly then you give that work, to the supervisor or the company. So in that process, as I already logged in into my system, which is already there. So now next thing is we were looking at, okay, what type of permissions do I have as a logged in user. Then based on that I can work the work that is that I need to do. And the other one is now as an admin, so what are the things that I can do. So one of the things which I was like talking about is how do we create users, right? So one is under setup, we go to users, and then we can look at all the users that are there in the system. And but how do we know that this particular user has only this type of permissions, and he can only do this type of work, or maybe creating data, or deleting data, or accessing reports, and that is controlled by a profile. And we last class when we looked at the profile, and we went to some of those permissions that are available on the profile. And one of the important or powerful profile is the system administrator profile. And when we look at the system administrator profile, we can see that apart from these other things, the important administrative permissions as well as user permissions. So being a system administrator, he will have all access, like access to the entire application, and also most of the general user permissions. As a user also, he can perform all the tasks. So if I start from the beginning, what I have is, there are different type of access this particular user with whom this profile is associated can be performing. So first one of the thing is like page layouts. So when I say page layouts, I will show, let's say if I look at the sales application and opportunities. So here when I open like all my opportunities and click open one of these opportunities, what I see this detail, like opportunity detail and information related.
Can you define, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, can you define an opportunity?
Opportunity? So opportunity is a business like interest by the prospect, and we capture that interest, and we will pursue that opportunity through something called sales process.
Yeah, in the sense, actually, an opportunity means a lead has turned into a business, right? I mean, does that mean that the contract has already been signed with the company? Usually,
No. Okay. So let me do one more thing. Maybe before I see the what I was trying to do is I was trying to define what a page layout. So maybe before that, what I will do is I will take you through the CRM process. I think you remember last time I discussed like things will start from the marketing, then it will be moved into sales, and from sales to service or product delivery. Okay. So let me take that few minutes to make you understand why we are in this opportunity. Okay, so let's define the user like user scenarios, or a person who is in the marketing, what he does, and then a person who is in the sales department, what he does, and then we'll look at a person who is in the service or call center, what he performs. Okay, so Abhijit, let's look at that. So first what I'm doing is I'm clicking on the marketing application. Okay, and into the marketing application, when you look at it, you see these campaigns. And who can define campaign? Abhijit or Shrikant, can you one of you answer, or maybe both of you can answer what is a campaign? If you know anything, otherwise I will define.
it is a pre-sales activity taken to propaganda the kind of service or product that you want to offer, or
Is that
Okay.
right? I mean, my understanding is campaign is, close to marketing, right? I mean, see, it's like giving an ad, for example, right? Or giving an offer, for example, buy one get one free. That kind of, that's nothing but a campaign. The offers, the deals that you are giving the customers to generate sales. Yeah, I mean, it definitely falls into what Abhijit has stated in one line, but to generate the advertisement or deals or the offers offered to the customers to generate sales.
Yeah. So I think pretty much you answered correct, Shrikant. So here, generate sales. So instead of generating sales, it's generating the leads. So the main purpose of marketing is, I think, whatever you both defined, it's correct. But one difference, what exactly the purpose of campaigns is to, same thing what Shrikant you mentioned, to give some buy one get one offer, or providing the advertisement and maybe some festival discounts. So that is the campaign, and we will let's say Thanksgiving, during the Thanksgiving, a lot of companies or these electronic retail shops or online shop, Amazon, they come up with like 15% discount if you buy before Thanksgiving. So that is how they advertise, and then they will generate the leads. So what is a lead? Lead is somebody who is showing the interest in your product. He is not yet ready to make the payment. So when I say the purpose of marketing is to generate the interest in the product or service of the company. Once you have the interest, then you'll pursue to the next step. When I say interest means, then okay, I want to go for the 15% discount on this particular product. But if the product, once you have that, then you look back at your bank account, or whether you can afford, whether you have budgeted for that particular item to buy, at the 15% discount. For example, we might be ready to buy a product, or we don't want to buy a product because, okay, maybe I'll wait for the next month, assuming that I have to buy it at full price. But when I see a advertisement saying that you will get 30% off of the product, then suddenly I might change my decision of buying next month to in the current month itself. So that actually is because of the campaign or the advertisement that I saw, which is trying to make me to change my decision instead of buying from next month to buy like now itself. So that is the idea of advertisement, to generate the interest in the individuals and bring the money what they have allocated to other things to buy what they're advertising on. So that is the idea of marketing, is to run the campaigns, and campaigns can be run on like on the TVs or newsprint or online on the websites. All that is part of the marketing campaigns. And once the information or the contact information comes to the company, then marketing will transfer the leads to the sales department. Okay, so now let's look at this leads. So whatever I have is all, let's say I'll open up all of my leads over here, and this is one of my lead which I'm opening. Right now, this is the result of my campaign. Now I have to hand it over to the sales. Now I will go back to my sales application, and I will look at the leads again, and I look at my all open leads. Then I'll click on this Bear Betty lead. So now what I will do is I will make a call to Miss Betty and ask, okay, you have shown interest in buying our product which is running at 30% discount. And then sometimes people, they just send the information just for the sake of sending, though they are not interested, or they might think, okay, they want to buy it, but later on they may back up from like spending money on that particular service or product. So when as a salesperson from like Sejal, I'll call Mrs. Betty and saying that, okay, thanks for showing an interest in buying this product at this particular discount. Are you ready? So when can we come and demonstrate you, or when can you buy? Those type of questions will be asked to the lead. But that person might say, no, actually I thought of buying it, but I don't want to buy the lead. Basically, I don't want to buy this product, I'm postponing. Something like that, it will happen. And so in that time, I don't want to do anything with the lead, right? So I just like edit the lead and set the status, right? Here, here is my status, lead status, right? So it's basically what I will do is I will say, okay, not converted. Basically, it's not showing any interest. He doesn't want to buy the product, though he inquired about the product. And here on this is a particular page layout or a page where the information of the lead is captured. And if you see, this page is showing all the standard fields that come from the Salesforce. And as per the company needs, as a part of as admin, we would modify this layout by including more fields or remove some of the fields, and also adding some other information which is not available here. So that is a part of the customization, adding custom fields and other things. But since we are just understanding the marketing, sales, and service process, I'll explain some of the fields which are important, which is one of that is lead status. So this lead status will have some of these values which are important for going to the next step or not going further at all. So this person, which I gave an example, he said, okay, I have interest, but somehow the situation has changed. Now I don't have interest. So the salesperson, he will just say closed, means okay, we don't need to convert this lead into an opportunity. So what I mean to say, when we converting is okay, going to the next step and spending more time and arranging meetings with the prospect, the person who is interested in the product or service, to show him some of our like free, if it is software, providing a 30-day trial, or if it is hardware, leaving the particular item at his place so that he can use it for a while. If he is interested, then we can tell him that, okay, this is the quotation that we are giving at this price, and you'll get 3 years free warranty. All of that we can tell the person, and this happens through the sales process. And so here, let's say we'll fit the situation, and now he's interested, right? So let's say the same person, when we call, yes, I'm interested, and actually I wanted to have like your free software, or the software for trial for 30 days. Then what we will say, the status is like working and contacted. Then we save it. So this is one thing. And then since he's showing interest, now we will expect some money or some revenue from that particular person or the company. Then what we do is, we will, since we know we have to work more on with this person, we'll convert this into an opportunity and account. So this is another page what you would see when you convert a lead. You would create a account with the same default name. Is the information from the lead will be used to create an account, and also an opportunity here with this name. And the same lead will become as a contact of this account. So here is one thing, like what is an account? So again, account is a company or an individual who would be paying the money for the services being provided or product that is being delivered. Basically, we will send a invoice to the address that is there with on the account details, as well as if the product needs to be shipped, we will ship to the address that is there on the account. So that is in a brief about the account. Basically, the person who would be paying us the money and who will be receiving the product, the address of the place. Then we will have this as a converted. And now during the conversion, now what shall we do? Because he is showing interest. Now what shall we do with this contact? We'll tell that sales senior salesperson, okay, why don't you call him, right? So we'll again, this is a task that I'm creating to this my sales person and saying that I call Miss Betty, right? That's what it was. Then I will say, and if I want to send a notification to the sales rep, I can send it, and then reminder of the call. I can do all of these, but as a part of the process, so I'm entering this information and I'm clicking on the convert. So now when you convert the lead, so it will show me all of this information about the account. Now this account, as I said, it will have the information of the contact as well as information of the opportunity that someone is going to work on. So if you scroll down further, this is the detail information of the account, and this is the information of the contact at this particular company, and also the opportunity. So Shrikant, like you said, now what is an opportunity? So opportunity is something which we have to work to win the business.
Okay, one question I have, sorry to interrupt. We talked about sales, we talked about, mark campaign, we talked about sales, and we talked about the sales being converted into a lead, I believe, and an opportunity, right?
No,
Opportunity in the sense like, from my understanding, there is a chance, a brighter chance, a positive chance that we can sell business to this person, as well as, but the contract has not yet been signed for that account. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, it's not yet sold. So yes, it's not yet ready. So what happens when it is an opportunity? It's not like we got the business. It's not yet done. So now I will take a, let's say, a higher opportunity, which is worth of, let's say, $500,000, right? So when somebody is paying us about $500,000, at that time he is not just going to give the check, right? So there will be a lot of contract negotiation and service related things, and whether he might also look at other companies about the same product. So but as a company here, let's say here Sejal software, right? So here we are trying to sell this company our $500,000 service to him. And now once I open up my opportunity, what I have is, apart from all of this information, like how I got my information, and also what product he is going to buy, and what, see, remember this activity that I created, so it's like I have to call him. So what I'm doing as a process, now I'm calling the company and asking, no, Miss Betty, okay, now I think you wanted to have this service from us. What is, like, we want to come to your office and demonstrate about like software that we are would be delivering to you, which would help you to provide better service to your customers. In turn, you save a lot of money that you are spending now, and also you can satisfy your customers. So something like that I would be telling, and Betty might say, okay, I think that's fine, you can come like next week. So now what I have an option is, now I am having little hopes, right? Okay, maybe she asked me to come next week. That means I might get the business. So how I would do is, I will click on my opportunity by clicking the edit button. Then if you look at one of these fields, remaining fields are also important. Like we looked at on the lead, we have this stage which is in the opportunity, and if I click open, I see a lot of values like prospecting, qualification, need analysis, value proposition, identifying decision makers. So all these are standard values from Salesforce, and for this particular customer, as a administrator, we can change all of these values, right? And in the scenario what I am explaining, I would say, okay, she is really asking us to come, so I will make it as a stage from qualification, let's say lead analysis, right? So what is happening the moment I change the stage, and the probability gets 20. That's what means, okay, my chance of winning the business is increasing whenever I do some of my communication with the person who is interested to buy my services. So what now if I, let's say, assuming that I attended our meeting and I gave my demo and everything, she said, okay, why don't you come up with your proposal and price quote, right? So that is what I will change my status. Okay, let me save here. Then okay, the next after I come back from the meeting, after attending, then she says, okay, we want to give a proposal, right? So what I will do is I will change my opportunity stage to proposal price quote, again, the probability of getting the business is increasing, like 75% is now. Now, Srikanth, maybe this is where I think your scenario comes into picture, or the question that you asked. Still, I am working with the customer, and whatever I am doing from the first call, which I asked the customer, like prospect, to give us time so that we can come and demo the software, and after like this stage, until like she asked for the price quote and proposal, I am in the sales process. So in sales, for the sales process is defined through stages. Like if I'm selling hardware, then I may not have some of these values that are relevant to the business. And if I'm selling like big machines, which could be a higher price, and if I'm just like selling a software, maybe there could be a demo value in this particular stage. So depending on what I'm selling and whom I'm selling, I can have relevant values over here, which could be part of my sales process. And sales process will have all of these stages. I go through each stage until either I win that business or lose that business. So assuming that I gave my price quote and everything, then I can again come back and okay, I think we gave the price quotation, right? Now we want to identify how I can influence, or maybe tell her we will be giving more discount and all that. So from the price quote, the customer might come back, and at the same time, because they are going to say like spend $500,000 as an example. So here they might be looking at other companies also, right? Because $500,000 amount is not individual decision. Maybe there is a team who is deciding to spend that amount, and they might by giving time for other companies also to provide the same service. And as that is happening, and some of them might think, okay, the price is more, and also then they might tell, in one of the scenarios, they might say, okay, I think we liked your price quote and we even liked your software, something, but I think we are getting a better service from other companies, and I think we are not going with you this time. So I would just say, though I reached at 75%, which is my highest probability of winning the business, I may not win it, and I have to close it last. And then I have to give reasons, okay, why I lost and all that. So that is the end of the opportunity stage, or the life cycle of opportunity, or my sales process. Once I go through all the way, but at the end, either I might lose it or win it. So in the scenario, what I'm taking is I because of somebody else, my competitor is giving better price and better service, and the bet is saying, I'm sorry, okay, we don't want to go with you this time, maybe we'll look at next time. Then I'll just make it as close last and save the opportunity, right? Now assuming the other way around, right? Okay, now the Betty says, okay, it's good, and we are just negotiating with you. We want to negotiate and see if we can bring the price down, something like that. Then we will make it as a negotiation review and save it to 90%. We're almost there to get the business. Now we finally go there and we give some 30% discount on entire like software, and also extend 1 more year for warranty. All that is happening, then the customer, we might get a check from the company or a purchase order, then we will say closed one on this opportunity. So this is the one a positive win for the company, and this is also another stage where we can say the work with the opportunity is done. And here, and when I say opportunity, and there are many other things happens during this opportunity stage, right? Because sometimes the companies ask for the quotation, and then they want to have the product configuration. So there are so many other things which happen in the behind the scenes. But at a high level with the CRM, as far as CRM system is concerned, this is the summary, like how it happens. Like once the lead comes to sales, and sales will talk to them, and if they are interested, they will they'll proceed with the opportunity by converting. If not, then they will not spend time on that lead, and they'll go to the next lead. So that is all about the opportunity. And once the quotation and everything, maybe it could be through backend happens, right? From other ERP systems, the information goes back to as a quotation to the backend system, and there they will process it further, and the company might go for the like discounts and everything, whatever I discussed. So that might happen behind the scenes. But whatever the situation, either we'll have one of those, right, which is like either closed one or closed last. So in one of these situations, either we will learn from the situation why we couldn't get the business, and then try to look for another opportunity from the same company from the learnings whatever we have. Or maybe once we win the business, then we will try to provide best service, and by delivering the product, or if it is service, by working on that particular project for X number of units. It could be duration months or whatever that is. As I said, so this is what the sales cycle, which is part of the sales functionality or module. Then, as I discussed earlier, we have all these cases, right? Again, cases is nothing but reporting about the problems that they are having with the product that they bought from this company, or maybe the service what we are given, maybe it's not giving the results, and they might ask for some support, right? So when the support functionality, we will try to look at this problem and try to provide some better service to win back another business from the this one. And also it could be, if not a new product, let's say I took the example of providing a warranty like for 3 years, right? So after 3 years, what will you do with the product? Because the life time of the product could be, let's say, 6 years, right? And we want to still continue with them by providing support on that particular product. If you take our example also, means when we buy this automobile, they come up with some warranty, right? Warranty or free service up to 75,000 miles and something. And before that ends, or maybe at the time of buying itself, they ask us, whether we want to buy the extended service by paying, with some extra amount. If not, also maybe before end of this warranty, then the dealer might call us and ask for, okay, I think you have the car with, like you bought a car with us, and a couple of years ago, next month, the warranty is going to finish. Do you want to buy extra another 5-year warranty from us, or support from us? So that also, for that purpose also, we can use them call center for upselling the services, not only just stopping at selling a product and providing service only during the period of warranty. Okay, so this is what actually part of this. And then as we go and try to do the customizations, then we will come up with scenarios. For example,
Yeah, Sada, if you don't mind, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
See, we talked about the sales process. I don't know what you call it. Do you call it sales life cycle or sales cycle? What do you call it?
No, it's called sales process.
Sales process.
Yeah, that
Okay,
is the standard industry term. Like, what is the sales process? Then we can talk about whatever I mentioned. But yeah, sales cycle depends.
So basically, the Salesforce as a software addresses the sales process, right?
Yes, yeah, address sales process.
Okay, so the software is built only to address the complete sales process. So the question is, so after opportunity, let's say you have a positive opportunity, you have a positive lead, it turns into a contract, So do we also deal with the money part, right? I mean, do we also talk about money anywhere, like this? Yearly, you're going to pay $500,000 for the services, for the IT services we provide to you on an annual basis. Anything like that? Do we also talk about anywhere about accounting or any related to money?
No. So in this we will not do it, because that is a back-end system, right? So it depending on the company, right? For the like big companies, so they don't maintain that, because again they have to be integrated with the like finance system and other product configuration system. So mostly they will have some numbers here, but
I probably didn't ask the question right. Is Salesforce as a software capable to handle any finance related matter, or in other words, actually I'm not talking about just like, do you input any dollar value anywhere in the software? And the second question after that, the question number 2 is, what is the integration capability of Salesforce as a software?
Yeah, so it's okay. First question is you definitely know you can have some numbers. Here, I was mentioning about 500K, right? So here I can say like amount is 500K. This is what I will enter here. So in
Okay.
this opportunity, so this is how I enter.
So
And
let's
if you
say we
look,
apply some discount, right? Well, let's say, let's say I want to, the customer has the coupon, American banking card, they use that coupon that we deliver as a campaign, like 10% or 20% discount. Where do you put that in?
yeah, so that is a customization, right? So what we have to is like discounted price, like expected revenues here, right? Whatever we are like writing as 500K, then we will have to customize now your scenario. Okay, now they'll have a price, which is discounted. So we can have it as a discounted price here, and then apply that coupon percentage. Maybe we can have a drop down with 10% coupon, 20% coupon, and once you apply here, then we automatically calculate the discounted price here
Okay, okay, okay.
on this
So is
scenario.
that a user defined or is it already inbuilt?
No, no, this is not, the discount and all is not built. So we have to make it happen. So that is where the job of administrators or the developers comes into picture.
Okay.
So this scenario, we can take an example when we go to this customizing the fields, and we can do something like that. And how do we get to know what is the discount amount, right? So here, let's say 10%, the coupon code they enter. Now this is the amount, right? So once we enter that coupon code, it should show 10% discount, means it's like 50,000, right? So it could be like 450,000. It should show as a discounted price for this particular company or in this particular deal opportunity. So that we can do it. We will do it when it comes to, so whatever that you are asking, right? So that is achievable through one of these ways, right? Which is through calculations or through workflows, like approval, right? Let's say we are giving some 10% discount, and we want to get that approved by the manager. It's not that I just want to give, so that we will use that approvals and maybe workflows to notify them. Okay, there is a approval pending for you. So this scenario, whatever we are discussing, as we go to those sessions, then I will again give an example of like whatever you have mentioned now, or maybe I'll take another example and explain you like or discuss about it, to see how we can accomplish that.
So this is just a, what do you call, a proposed value, right? An estimate. It's not final on the contract, right? This
No,
500%
not
whatever you
not.
put
This is
on.
not a contract, right? This is just opportunity, and once,
Oh, just an estimate. Okay.
yeah, it's estimation only.
Okay. So
Okay.
the second question that I asked you was about the integration capability of Salesforce.
Yes, yes, yeah. So it's got a lot of integration capability directly to the on-premise systems or in the cloud. No, you can. It's like this right now. Let's say we have a product here, and that information needs to be sent to the backend system, right? To invoice for the finance and also ship the product to the customer. So how we do that? Like fulfillment center will be there, right? Like they like warehousing or a shipping department, all of that information from this system, how it will go. So the moment one of the scenarios to explain is the moment I set my stage, right, to closed one and click save, then all this information should go to the backend system, wherein the fulfilling department will take the information and finance will take the information to bill the customer or send an invoice. So this is possible through the integration. So that what I mean is, yeah, Salesforce is, with Salesforce you can integrate any other external system to complete the full life cycle of a buying process or selling process.
You mean actually any other external, meaning is it compatible with everything that is out there?
Yeah, because there are something called web services and all that. Yeah, it's compatible. Mostly, most of the systems that are there, like if you say Oracle order management, right? So we can integrate to that, or from there, we can even like inventory, right? If let's say on the cases, for example, when you're trying to create a case, the customer might say, okay, I have this product, my part is I want to replace a part, right? So how would I do that? So I create a product and then include this part, and the part information I can send back to the warehouse or purchase department, right? So that they can get the part ready, so that I can, when the person goes to service, he can pick it up.
So what you are saying is you have inbuilt plugins within Salesforce to talk to an external software, like for example Oracle applications, right? Oracle ERP or SAP ERP, or for that matter any other ERP systems, because this is a sales process like you have mentioned, and the sales process would definitely have to talk to the other machines, maybe inventory, or maybe the service department, or maybe anything, right, for that matter, or maybe finance department. So on a large scale, popularly, what in real world, what softwares does Salesforce integrate with, and do we have to have plugins for that, or is it, who does that job? Does admin do that? Who does the integration part?
No, there is the integration, like other roles who are part of like development, and those who have done some integration, they will do that setup and integration, and also write some coding to customize it. So it's as an admin, you won't do it, because as we looked at our codes, right? When I looked at the codes, it doesn't say like you will be working on the integration. So that
But
is
yeah, see, but the question is, uh, uh, okay, let me put it this way. Salesforce on a popular scale, let's say a company like Toyota or company like BMW is implementing Salesforce, okay, and in real world they have probably implemented SAP or Oracle ERP to track their different departments, right, from all the way sales to the invoice. So
Yeah.
that's a very big workflow.
Yeah.
Generating I mean, I would even start with the campaign all the way to invoice. Invoice is the final, I mean, payment, and the case is closed. So
Yeah.
there will be lot of systems involved in the it's a multi-layer system, right?
Yeah.
So in that aspect, so we probably are somewhere in the middle, or somewhere there. So let's say you are a middle layer where you have a top layer and also a downstream system. You have upstream systems and you also have downstream systems. So in popular, in the real world, to which software does Salesforce integrate much easily with? That's the first question. Second question, if you are in somewhere in the middle, you have upstream systems and downstream systems, do you already have a built-in plugin to talk to your upstream and downstream systems?
Yeah, so there are the third-party companies, right, which develop these integration packages. So you have to use them, or you can get it developed through your integration consultants or integration developers.
Okay, so we don't have any readily built-in, because some of the software, they come up with a ready inbuilt plugins where you have to just just install this plugin and just do a little bit of configuration to talk to the external systems, whether it's upstream or downstream. So you don't have, you're saying that you don't have any inbuilt plugins, right, to talk to
Yes,
external
yeah,
systems?
there are nothing, like maybe you have a plugin to integrate with the Office, but not with the external systems, right? So it's not there. Like Salesforce won't give right away, okay, you take this and connect to your Oracle system, or you take this and connect to SAP. No, it won't be like that. You have to, because there are some other integration companies, right? So what they do is they use Salesforce technology, and also they might be expert in, like say Oracle ERP. So they understand both the systems, right? And then they create these integration applications. And once you install, then you configure. Then whatever I was mentioning, right? One of the examples wherein I said, okay, you click like save, right, on the opportunity, whatever that we discussed, right? When you set the stage to a closed one and click save. So at that time, the information can be communicated back to the ERP about all this opportunity, the company information, what product they have, asked everything. All that information will be sent back to the other company, and the mechanism of sending and all that is not as out of box from Salesforce. You have to work with a third party which claims that okay, we have a product which will talk, which will communicate easily with other ERP, or if it is a small integration, and if you have the internal resources, or if you want to just get it, you see, basically you might be evaluating those products which are there outside, and if they fit your needs, then you would go and maybe pay money one time without really spending individual resources to build that from the ground, like from the beginning. Then you just buy it and test it out, and even you can customize it and use it, or you just yourself internally develop. But as you asked, there's nothing that Salesforce gives you some tools, right? Okay, you do it. It is with third-party integration companies which develop for the Salesforce and other products. And if I am a company who want to use Salesforce and integrate with other companies, I would look at other third-party providers and try to use one of those, or I'll get people to work on it and deliver the solution, the integration solution.
But actually, from my perspective, don't you think that's a pain? That's because, I don't know, because if there is no patch or no plugin, for example, Salesforce should talk to SAP or talk to Oracle applications, or maybe Lawson or any other ERP system. If either way, I mean, even if SAP doesn't have a plugin to talk to Salesforce, or if Salesforce doesn't have a plugin to talk to SAP or any other, I mean, I'm actually, so if for every implementation, if you have to develop a patch or write a software so that the data is exchanged between Salesforce as well as an external system, don't you think that's a drawback? Or I mean, I'm not still convinced for the fact that we don't have plugins.
No. Okay. Here is what the answer is. It's not that it's not there. It is there, but you have to spend money, right? So it's like it's nothing like it's not there. It is there. You have to pick what is suited for you. For example, ERP will be there in different companies, right? Maybe high-tech, insurance, or semiconductor, banking, healthcare. So all of these companies use this ERP system, right? But when you are using Salesforce as CRM system and communicate back with all these things, so there are companies who already developed it. Is there. Let's say now, let's go with a scenario where okay, now I want to integrate with the SAP ERP. Now, where can I find the product? So that is where you can talk with the consulting companies, and then they will give you, okay, this is ready-made is there. You just tell us what is your custom fields and all that. We'll just take a little time and map your fields to the fields that are there in the ERP. Like that, they will do it. So for you, what I'm saying is there are already those solutions which are there for which you have to pay to get it. That much I can say. It's not that it's not drawback or anything as such. It's there.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the money part.
Yeah, money. No, yeah. Even like it's not that you take this product and you sit there for 6 months to get it. Not like that. You buy it, and also you buy the other one next day, and you run integrate or configure it parallelly so that it will be ready when you want to use it.
So you're saying that there are readily available solutions.
Yeah.
Okay. So in real world, just help me understand how is it implemented?
Yeah, so that is what it is, right? Again, it's an integration topic, right? It's not that how is integrated. You might have already seen, right? Maybe in your other projects or in your career as IT, maybe if not directly, you may be listening, right? So you may be understanding, right? So you'll have the integration configuration settings, right? Now, let's say now, yesterday we were.
No. I'm not talking about how integration is done. But my question is, I'm very well versed with this integration technology. Okay, so that's not the problem. The question is, see, we have a Salesforce as a software. That's a software, and we have, for example, let me take JD Edwards. That's an ERP. Okay, JD Edwards is an independent ERP system. Let's say one company is there called Honda, and it is implementing JD Edwards only for their inventory management and finance department. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're not using they're just using some inbuilt homegrown application for sales. So they came to know about Salesforce, and Salesforce is performing very good. So they want to replace the homegrown product with Salesforce and integrate that with JD Edwards, right? So like that, what I'm trying to say is, so that was the reason behind me asking questions. How do you integrate? Do you have a plugin to talk to JD Edwards? Do you have a plugin readily available to talk to SAP or to talk to people software for any other ERP software? But what I'm trying to say is, in real world, you might know much better than I do. So in real world, how do they implement for both Salesforce CRM and SAP? Do they do that, or do they just go with SAP CRM?
No. They are independent, right? So for integration, there is something called web services. As you know, the latest trend is through web services you can communicate with any third party systems, and for that you would have to know what information you want to pass and all that, right? So they can develop some application, using some of these technologies like Java, .NET, and other things, or maybe JD Edwards might have something, which it will have some integrated or maybe developed web services from their side, so it can take the information. You see, again, it's all depending on the project, right? So we decide which one is the master, which one has to send the information. So here the question is whether something is readily available. Yeah, I have to check on, but if it is available also, it needs to be configured to meet the requirements of the company. It's not that readily we cannot right away just plug in as it is, even if we get it. That also needs to be configured or customized to meet the particular need of that company, which is trying to integrate those things. Like say when you say inventory, right? So the product information needs to, like, we need to check the order whether that inventory is available or not, right? So that the information needs to, like, product ID should be sent to that inventory, this one, and then bring it back the information whether the quantity is available or not, something like that. So that information can be available as out of the like box as integration package, but still that would have to be customized to meet the needs of the customer. But anyway, I think Srikanth, for your question, depending on the situation, one need to develop a custom integration solution using web services or APIs. That is one thing. If it's not available, or if whatever it is available is not meeting the customer's needs.
Okay. Yeah, I got it, Sada. Definitely. I mean, there is it's global, right? For any two different systems talking to each other, we need to develop a middleware where like I said, it talks to each other. So that part is it's pretty clear, and I got it. And thanks for that. So the question is, one other question is, I'm trying to think actually, if there is any company out there which you may be aware of, which has implemented Salesforce, and also SAP or Oracle applications or JD Edwards or Lawson for that matter, any other ERP system. Are you aware of any other company which has implemented Salesforce and integrating that with any other?
It is there, but they have not used any this software. See, for contracts management, there is like other apps. If you look at that company, when you want to write lot of contracts, to be validated with the products that you are selling, so you can use that software to write the contracts, get those approved, and all of that routing, everything will be available. So depending on what you are trying to do, there are some products which are available, and in some situations where you have to really do on your own. So this like contracts, like when you say contracts, there will be a lot of legal related things will be there, and lot of terms and condition, and that contract needs to be reviewed through legal department internally. So and internally, these councils and legal attorneys, so many people will be there, right? So that needs to go through the approval process. So for that, there is software which I can integrate with this application directly and configure it to our meeting. Let's say how many like people would be approving, reviewing a contract, how many will be approving it and signing it, all that. Even if it's not there is electronic EcoSign. There's one software which you can integrate with like Salesforce to electronically sign the documents once you like review them and approve. So there are there are softwares which you can use and configure, and in some situations where you have to develop your web services to integrate with the third party systems. So there are two ways. One is there are two types of solutions. One type is where you install it as like this is what is called force.com application, which you buy it and install in this particular organization. What you call this organization means in this particular account, and then use it. So one of the example I can say, as I said, I have call center, marketing, and all these are the standard ones. Now this warehouse is not a standard application from Salesforce. So this is the one which I actually created as a sample application. Now this warehouse, which actually would maintain inventory, right? So now it will be there, and when I am writing my when I am working on my opportunity, then I can click my I will have a button where you could check the product quantity, something, right? Then it will look my warehouse application, and this in turn might be connecting back to my other applications which are there, ERP side. Yeah, so there are two ways. One is to get the ready-made product which is available from outside companies, which is I was talking about this contract management software. We can install and then electronically get to all the approvals and then electronically sign, so that the product will be released to customer based on the terms and conditions. And there are some way like which we have to use like web services to develop the middle application to get the data and transfer the data. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to our initial topic. What we have started with is profiles, right? Yeah, so Srikanth, it's done, right, from your side? No more questions, I think.
Yeah. I'll ask questions at the end of the class, but we were probably not in profiles. So we were talking about opportunities, right?
Yeah. So opportunities to wrap up. Abhijit, are you there? Or, where are you?
Yeah, very much here,
Okay. So anything you want to jump in, say something, or you are learning, understanding?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going through your discussions. You came up with some specific answers also, and from my experience, actually, we had a similar kind of note on one of our other projects, one of my other teams in Semantic, actually, wherein they have this Oracle CBEL, probably, being a CRM, and they want to migrate or move it to Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
And so the database and everything, obviously, being the some of the sales, and they were also managing through SAP ERP, and obviously some of the OBI reporting and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
They face the similar issue as to how to get about the moving or integrate that with the this Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, what some overview of what I got to know from this is basically everything. There is nothing specific. Everything needs to be customized, or depends on each team. While semantic sales teams, they manage their totally different systems when compared to the marketing team. So they themselves had some issues. So they said, okay, we'll separately manage it through Oracle CBEL itself for one of the teams, and they continued only few parts of it, and in a sense they integrated and migrated few data from CBEL to Salesforce. So I mean, thing is, they were not able to completely also move because of the initial structure. So I mean, because of the lack of probably capabilities that they face with the systems. Yeah, so my point was basically when Srikanth said, is there any plugins, or how do things sometimes happen? Obviously, integration. From this, at least projects we got to know, not all entire system was able to transfer or integrate. Only few systems with this client that we had once.
So the environment was initially it was Sejal and SAP, right?
Yes, Shrikant. Yeah.
And Oracle CRM was replaced by Salesforce, where they had faced some issues and they had to revert back to Oracle CRM. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, since the not the entire sales team, they moved. I mean, um, they moved from Siebel to Salesforce, but some parts of the marketing who were into pre-sales and tracking of some particular what they say some products. I think that team still was they continued in the Siebel because of the data transaction or some issues with that. They said they could not host or divert the data. Some issues were rolling out every now and then.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thanks, Abhijit. That helps. And one other question I had is in regard to the database, right? So, does Salesforce support all the databases?
So
Yes.
all the data, so that is transparent. That is transparent to the users or the companies. What I mean is, so they might be using MySQL database or Oracle data. I think they are using Oracle database. But what I mean is, it's not like we cannot ask, okay, can you give me like IBM DB2 database? They cannot give like that. Like no, they it's transparent. It's available. They will manage your data such that it will be available to you. They don't. When you sign a contract, the user or the company will not have option to pick the technologies. Okay, can you give Microsoft SQL Server? No, not like that.
I didn't get
Okay.
it.
And one other question, Sada, I mean, just in comparison with the Zoho CRM, we were also discussing about the stages, right? I mean, when you changed each stages, like qualifications or prospect or something like that, the number or the value also changed. I remember we used to add some comments, and when I changed into the next stage or I looked into the next stage of what the process is, we also on one side of our dashboard we used to see the previous comments or discussions. Basically, we have a complete discussions that was either with the customer or with individuals that happens on one side of the dashboard. So here also in Salesforce, do we have something like that wherein we compare or we also see some previous statistics or some discussions that we had?
Yes, yes, yeah. So if you look at this opportunity, this is the detail, right? And now I was explaining that, okay, first time I will call them and then they will say, okay, you can come next week, and then I will go next week, and then they'll ask for the proposal, price quote, and then all of that. So where now I'm just talking, right? Now let's say I leave the company and I'm leaving means, okay, I just gave the product and that's it, right? Means I sold that. Means I got this business, but I was away from the office. I would say not on vacation, right? Or maybe just before closing, only somebody else will look at it. So where is this all information which I told you, right? I told like I called them and once, and they said that they asked me to come back. So all of that will be captured in this, right? So what we did is when we first converted the lead, right? We had one task, which I created as a call. So once I make a call, what I will do is I will click edit, and then okay, I want to enter like spoke to Betty, asked to come asked to come next week for the demo. Like that, it will be having all the real time thing, and then I will say like in progress, or maybe I can just say completed. Then I will save, and let's say now I have it, right? Then what I can do is I will create one more task, right? And one more task I will assign internally only, right? This like maybe I will be sending email, and then I will have somebody else from my company or our company, to do this like a service agent, right? I will tell, okay, prepare the demo for next week, because I'm a salesperson cannot prepare the demo, right? He has to tell the technical persons and everything. So I can create one more task, and then I can have another activity, for my other user, like whoever is it is, right? So I assign to service agent here. So like that, all of the interaction will be captured here, and once the interaction completes, it will be shown as under the activity history. So everything, like even let's say if I have a meeting, so I click on the new event and then I will say what is the subject and like maybe meeting, then which will start date, end date, location, site, customer site. So like that I will have all the information related to, and then I will save it. So this becomes another activity like meeting. So like that I can capture all the information related to this interaction until either I lose or won. So that is what I think you might have seen. And in some specific cases, what happens is another like scenario is, okay, whenever I change to like need analysis or something, it may be there may be another text field over here itself, so that it will capture like notes related to stage, for example. That could be my custom field, right? Notes related to stage. So then I can just write maybe a couple of words, a phrase, okay, why I have to change that, something like that. Also quick notes. Okay, so with Abhijit, it could be either one of the
Okay, you
things
mean
which,
we need to customize that, right?
huh? Yeah, we will
You mean
customize. We need
that
to
is
customize it.
possible when we customize?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, got it.
yeah.
Okay, now I'm clear, Sada. Thank you.
Yeah, it's everything like what we are saying, whether this is there or that is there, or is it possible, not possible. So all of these actually nothing, but what we are talking about is customization. So let's say approval, right?
But
Okay, what is that?
so again, right, about all these controlling, whether we customize or still maintain the standard, it becomes admin's responsibility to have a overlook on it and control it or give the accessibility, right, accordingly.
Yeah. So our administrator, say here is another example. What I can say now. Let's say Abhijit, you are the administrator, and we are two developers who would be working on the application customization and all, right. So then you decide what Srikanth can do, even though he's not a user, but as a part of the development team, or maybe your like the person who is helping you, right? Maybe he could become a delegated administration, or you will decide like as you are the authority, right? To decide, okay, when Srikanth is there, he would only manage the user access or something, and you can tell me, okay, I might manage only the workflow rules or something. So you decide, and then you only allow only those type of configuration which I can do, and also Srikanth can do. So this is, though in administration itself, you can decide who can do, who cannot do by like going through the profiles and setting it up. So that can be done, and no users will be doing all of these things like adding a extra field and even which Srikanth said, okay, discounted price, where can we show? So this is as a requirement, and we use the capability of Salesforce like on adding custom fields, and we do it. But and who can do and who cannot do, that will be part of the business, right? So, and as administration, if you go, you make decisions for the company because they don't know, right, about Salesforce, and you know a lot about Salesforce, how each can be done, right? Like workflows, approvals, and you can also ask question, okay, to do this approval process, I need this information, right? Okay, let's say if you want, they ask a discounted field, right? How much a percentage we have to give, or is it whether it will be selected through a drop down or will it be entered manually? So that will make a decision. That will also come as a value. Let's say, for example, they will say discounted price. So then it could be a drop down like this: 10%, 20%, 30%, so that there won't be any manual errors. So then we have to go for a drop down type of field over here on this form, not this one, but when we add as a new field. Or the business might say, okay, just leave it as a free text field where they can enter like any percentage, right? So that because if they say any percentage means it could be from 1 to 99, right? I'm just giving an example. So we cannot have drop down values, for so many values. Still you can have, but it will become a longer list. But if they say, okay, 10, 20, 30, 40%, like maybe 10 values, which can be easily entered in like a drop down like this. So that type also decision will be made by the person who are responsible for UI design, or person with some experience, they can make a decision and then they can show to the users. And when they are entering or testing it, they may have some fields where the values of the discounted percentage, which is not like only like even numbers, which like 10, 20, 30, 40, if they have varying numbers, like if it is very high volume or less volume, whatever it is, if it is like 3.5% or 4%, of course it may not be there, but hypothetically if you talk about like that, then we may have to change the drop down from that to just entry field only. So yeah, everything whatever we all are discussing is finally translates into customizing the application, and no company will use directly like this.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever we see, it's basic bare bones. So then you might ask, like, what is the use of having a sale like any system, right? Like the example, Babijit, whatever you explained, companies will go assuming that no system or no human being, as we know, it's perfect, right? Everything we have to modify it, and it's like this, right? It's no upfront investment with the sales force, right? Instead of spending 50, 100K upfront, you just spend like $200 a month, which is easier, right? So we can give up some other flexibility that is not there. I'm not saying that it's there like that, but so it's pros and cons, right? What is your priority? Like that you look at and then you make a decision. And here again, the place wherever you have mentioned, right? Okay, they have not done it. It may not be because of the capability of this particular system or whatever. It could be costing high, right, to get that functionality done. But when they look at the returns, because this particular configuration, whatever that was needed, maybe it was costing 200K, right? When somebody asks, then they'll think, how many times we are doing this one? Is it like once in every 6 months? Or can we just pull the report and do it if it is like frequent? So they might be looking at that and also avoid spending the 200K on that particular customization if it's not going to help them. Or maybe it's like a interim solution, right? Maybe in the next project or next phase, they might be taking care of this. So there are maybe many reasons why companies may not do it. It's not just because of the product capabilities. So there could be many other reasons also. Okay, so so this is what in terms of like sales, marketing, sales or support, and this is how as a user you would be knowing, like if you are supporting users or if you are in the operations, then you would learn about the company's sales process, how they do all the things like stages, and also what would be the values of the leads when they do the conversion. Then you may these values, whatever I'm talking about, this may be the like qualified, but here there's no value like qualified, not qualified. Like that also there may be values that company might be using in their old systems, or maybe the sales people might be using. So we have to include those values as part of administrators or as part of the implementers or configurators. So then once you do this, that information would be with you as administrator also. So that many time when when the users call you about this one, then you would know how it works, and when you convert leads, okay, what happens, when you are into opportunities, what type of values are there, and of the first stages, and what related information is there, like this object, right? There may be another field over here which is not there. So like that, once you work on the project or once you be part of the company, then you would see a lot of different things than what you're normally, that is visible to you. Okay, so let's get back to our Srikanth. No questions, right? I think we pretty much discussed a lot on the process and how all the things works, but not related to the admin or maybe topic.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so now let's
maybe
go.
Conclude. Are you planning to conclude the class, or do you want to?
No, yeah, conclude in the sense. Yeah, I think I will do it. Wrap it up. I think that's better. I think it's already 4:40, right?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just recap what we discussed. Is again not on the admin related thing. We have not covered anything. We again looked in detail all the sales process, or why the thing started Okay, how we get to, usually we not directly create a new opportunity. In most of the time, we actually come through this lead. Lead will be converted, like lead will be converted, and once lead gets converted, we get an account and the opportunity, and also a related task, so that immediately somebody can look at what needs to be done next.
So is it like lead opportunity is dependent on lead? So you'll see that it's like phase wise.
Yeah, it's usually, yeah, it is a phase wise only. See, the organizations, you don't directly create an opportunity. You can create, but they don't limit it. In other words, they don't allow or encourage doing that, because there won't be any track right now. How do you capture it? Like this, whether it is through the campaign, because for campaign also companies spend a lot of money, right? Advertisements or print media and maybe email listings. So they are spending money on that. So they wanted to see how much they have got in return. Let's say in the advertisement they might spend, as we know, right, for 30-second slot they will spend a lot of money. Let's say they spend 1 million, for example, and out of the 1 million they generate 100 leads. So out of the 100 leads, if 10 leads give the business, that means out of 1 million we got 10 leads. That means we almost spent $100,000 for getting one lead, one business, basically to earn a business, right? So like that, they will have a track of the campaign effectiveness also. So that's why the companies don't encourage directly to creating opportunities. But here is the process, right? First, they'll go with the campaigns. From there, you generate the leads. Once you have the leads information, then you do the conversion. Once you do the convert, then you come to that particular opportunity, work on the opportunity, which is nothing but the sales process. Then here you will have the integration with other systems to get information about the product, or get in send a few things for approval and all of that. Whatever that we are talking about integration would happen mostly in this area, from the opportunity to product. And then once you have these contracts signed, all of that will be happening. This is the major area where we see the integration. Once we go to the sales process, when we win the business, then it will go through fulfillment and the service and everything. Once that is done, then we'll have information to cases here, which is support. And in the support, we might basically try to sell services. After the warranty gets over, we'll try to sell contracts to service, like extended for extended period, maybe another like 2-3 years. So that is where we'll be using, and this is a repeated cycle. Okay. I think we will conclude here if there are no questions, and we will again look at our administration. See, this whatever covered is not part of the administration, but this will help us to become better when we learn administration related responsibilities, and then we will also understand why something needs to be added or something is not added. All of this, and these gaps, whatever we find, we will try to fulfill those when you are learning other sessions on the administration. Okay. Okay, then Abhijit and
Sure.
Srikanth, I'll conclude here today. Looks like we don't have Bhaskar in the class. So again, we will meet Tuesday, right? If I don't know how my schedule is tomorrow, but we'll make it on Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Phil.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
See you.